everybody. I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today is Tuesday, October 8th, and we've got Hurricane Milton coming. I'm going to talk some more about that. But first, I'd like to welcome the two newest members of Gen X Thinks, Jimmy Sharp and Wiley Ann. Thank you for becoming members, and I'll be doing members-only videos for y'all to enjoy and interact with. I might even do a members-only live stream. I'm considering trying to do that during the hurricane, while the hurricane is going through, so we'll see how that goes. I might attempt it. It might get cut off short, but it might be fun. So yeah, we'll try that, I think. But back to Hurricane Milton. Now, it was out there, over there by Mexico, kind of spinning around, acting like a tropical storm, and they were telling us we're going to get a hurricane. Looks like it was tracking this way and all that. That was yesterday, Monday. No, that was Sunday. Sunday they're telling us that, and Monday morning. And they said it would most likely ramp up to be a hurricane by the time it got here. So you're expecting a Category 1 or 2 hurricane. And even on the coast, like I said in the previous video, those things can be dangerous because of the storm surges. So there's nothing to joke about when you're living on the coast. But inland, it's a Category 1 hurricane. By the time it gets to you, it's a tropical storm normally. But anyway, then Monday morning, I checked it. Everything's all right. Then by, I don't know, mid-morning, I was at work, and I checked the status of it. It's a Category 5 hurricane. It went from tropical storm to Cat 5 hurricane. It's a Cat 5 hurricane right now. I mean, almost in the blink of an eye. And as you can imagine, and as I've said before, I've seen many of these things. We get them all the time. They're not bizarre, weird, rare things in Florida. We get them quite often, so I'm used to them. I've never seen one turn into a cat from a tropical storm to a Cat 5 in just a few hours before. So now it's a Cat 5, and it's barreling this way. So, little more intense situation than we had last time I posted a video. One thing I'd like to point out is online, I see a lot of fear-mongering, and they're just trying to get your attention, get you to watch their video, or get you to click on their link or whatever. And just be wary of that stuff, okay? For you people living in Florida, I mean, be concerned, yes. Try to be prepared. If you're not prepared already, then you got to start doing that stuff before. I mean, right after this hurricane passes, that's when you need to start preparing for the next one. Not just before a hurricane gets here. That's what I don't understand. All of the stores empty out. All of the water, all of the gasoline, everything gets emptied out in the days and hours leading up to a hurricane. Every single time. So what do these people do with all this water they buy? Do they just dump it out on the ground or something? Pour it down the drain? I mean, why not just hang on to it until the next hurricane? Put it on a shelf in the pantry. Keep it. Why get hurricane prep supplies and not have any for when the next hurricane comes? So I don't get that. I don't understand it. But to each their own. I don't have to go racing around, clogging up the traffic and all that shit, and rolling around on the Walmart aisle for toilet paper and water, fighting for it. I don't have to get involved in any of that shit because I already have that stuff. So that kind of logic to me just does not make sense. You live in Florida. We get hurricanes. Be ready for it. You don't wake up every morning surprised that you have to go to work. You know what I mean? Oh, what do? I gotta, come on, So, but anyway, the fear mongering. Yes, it's okay to be concerned and to take steps to be safe, but to get to cross over that into panic and fear, you're not helping anyone, not even yourself. All right? Don't buy into that shit. They're trying to scare you in order to make money. Follow the money. Everybody has an agenda. All right? Everybody. All that shit on TV. They've got an agenda. They want you to watch their stuff. The ads online. We're all gonna die unless you buy this. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. Just take a breath. Take a step back. Use your logical mind. And, if you have to, go back and look at other bad hurricanes and look at the cost of life, and it'll tell you the odds. There were 7 million of people affected by the hurricane and only 3 deaths. So, your odds of dying are really slim. So to get all overboard with the fear is not in your best interest. And I understand people are going to be afraid. I'm not saying don't be afraid. I'm just saying don't panic. Don't buy into the fear mongering. Because they're doing it on purpose. They're manipulating us. Just stay calm. There's a storm coming. It's going to come. You've got 2 choices. Sit tight and weather it out, or evacuate and get out of the path of the storm. Those are your 2 choices. If you're going to sit tight and weather it out, have plenty of water and stuff on hand, medical supplies in case there are injuries, and another thing, pick up everything around your house. Anything loose, pick it up, because the wind will blow that stuff around. You can have projectiles coming through windows if you leave loose stuff laying around your house. It's another important thing people need to remember. So pick up all the loose stuff. And that kind of stuff can cause injuries, so just be aware of that kind of stuff. Be ready for it. And if you do evacuate, you have to take into consideration that you may not be able to get back. That might be days or even weeks before the roads are cleared so you can return to your home. So if you evacuate, be prepared to stay evacuated. It might not be an overnight thing. It might turn into 3 weeks. So I'm just saying, especially with the cleanup and everything, the rescue operations and everything going on up north in the aftermath of Helene. Now all the resources, Florida sent a lot of resources up there and personnel to help with Helene. So a lot of our people are already tied up there. I'm just be aware of that kind of stuff. No matter what, if this was the only hurricane of the year, I would be of the mindset where I'm on my own. And then if help comes, it's like stumbling across a $100 bill, finding a $100 bill on the sidewalk. Oh, that's nice. But you can't go through life expecting to pay your bills by finding money on the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? So you've got to depend on yourself, rely on yourself, and then if help does come, great. But you and your family are okay. You and your family are safe. You're not one of the panicked crowd, going to buy some weird expensive brand of water in liters, an armful of them, and that's all you have to weather possibly a hurricane and several weeks without power or water. So just be aware of things that aren't immediately obvious, because those are the things that get you. You think about a hurricane blowing over trees and stuff, but you don't think about the little stuff laying around that becomes projectiles. You don't think about filling up your bathtub with water just before the storm. So Milton is supposed to be a major hurricane, and it's supposed to come right through this area. But I personally, I'm just going to weather the storm. They're calling for evacuations and stuff, which they do every time. Some people evacuate, some people don't. But evacuating a lot of times, and I'm not giving any advice here, I'm just giving my personal opinion. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Evacuating a lot of times, the crowds leaving just jam up traffic, and they're saying we should evacuate to Georgia because that's how big this storm is. Evacuating clear to Georgia, and so many people evacuating to Georgia, so all of the hotels and stuff are going to be taken up. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to go further and further north into Georgia just to even find a vacancy. And you get up there, you spend the night, you spent, I don't know, a couple $100 in gasoline, and all of the fuel runs out. There's fuel shortages everywhere because everybody's buying gasoline. They're going at the last minute and stocking up on ethanol gasoline because they can't store the shit for years. So they've got to go buy, 10, 20 gallons just before a storm for their generator or whatever. So then you're up there, you finally get to Georgia, spent a couple $100 on gas, not to mention any other expenses along the way. You get up there and the storm was either a nothing dud where you were, didn't do any damage at all, you did all that for nothing, or it completely destroyed everything around and you can't even get back home. So you're stuck up there, can't go to work, can't even help with the cleanup, can't survey the damage at your place, nothing. When I look at the odds, I think it's just better for me personally to sit tight and weather the storm. They have shelters available for us, so if it gets really bad, I can go to a shelter, take my family there. The physical danger doesn't scare me that much. Not really. The danger to my person. I'm more worried about my family, because if anything happened to them, no matter how remote the odds, then I would feel guilty no matter what, because I made the wrong decision. If we got in a car wreck on the way to the evacuation, while we were evacuating, I'd feel guilty for that. I should have stayed home. So that list there is just endless. I can just spin around in circles in my head. Or if we got stuck up there and couldn't come back home for weeks, I'd feel guilty. I should have stayed home. So 6 one way, half a dozen the other. But anyway, I'm making this video on Tuesday morning, like I said. I'll upload it tomorrow morning. So by the time you watch this, it'll be Wednesday morning, and the storm will be really close. Landfall, the times have changed. Every time I check it, one day it was Wednesday morning, and the last time I checked it, it was Wednesday night. So I don't know exactly when landfall is going to be. None of us do. We'll just have to find out. But just before, or maybe during, right after landfall or something, I'll probably do a live stream just in case we lose power for weeks. Another thing to think about is that not only do we lose power, but we lose cell reception too, because it'll knock down those cell towers. So we won't have any cell reception. So I might be in the dark for no telling how long it'll take them to get power and internet and cell service and all that stuff back on. So I'll do a live stream just before the storm reaches me, and kind of during, so I can give everybody kind of a live update at the last minute. And so I don't want a video like this to be the last thing y'all see for a couple weeks. But maybe there is a possibility that power goes out, but I still get cell service. So I'll still be able to post maybe videos and those memes. Hopefully y'all are enjoying those memes I make. But as far as the storm goes, I know it's a Cat 5 now, and it's barreling right down towards Central Florida, but I never really feel any fear when this stuff comes. Not the panic, the fear for my personal safety. I'm concerned for my family, my wife and our son and stuff. I'm concerned, and I want to make sure they're safe, but I don't feel any fear, for my personal safety. Back when I was single and they came, I literally didn't give a shit. I was like, whatever, dude. I've slept through tornadoes and stuff, not touching down right where I was, but my phone going off, tornado alert and stuff, and then woke up with quite a bit of destruction around me. So I don't know what that is, but I don't feel fear, that kind of stuff. Not that I don't feel fear about anything. I'm just not afraid of storms. I'm afraid of monkeys because they have like rubbery hands and they're kind of human looking. I don't know. I don't like monkeys. If one of those jumped on me, I'd rather have a spider jump on me than a monkey. So I do. I'm not saying I'm super brave all the time. Maybe it's idiocy or something. The reason why I don't feel fear during hurricanes, it might be just plain old stupidity, not bravery. But yeah, I don't get afraid. I'm as prepared as I can be. I've done everything I can do. It's out of my hands now. Sometimes I wish I could control it, because there's a couple of people I'd like to just go put old Milton right on their doorstep. Let him ruminate there for a couple days. But I can't do that, so I just got to let him do his thing, old Milton. All right, I'll leave you there for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe learned something. If nothing else, you learned that I might be an idiot. If you did enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And also consider becoming a member, because I talk about stuff on the members videos that I don't really feel comfortable talking about on the main channel. It's just a little more controlled environment. So if you're into that kind of stuff, interested in that kind of stuff, we do have a membership. And I'll put that link in the description, and you can just go to the channel page as well. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. That helps out a lot. Thank you very much for those of you who have done that. I really appreciate it. Or you can hop over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll put that link down in the description as well. If you're interested in Gen X gear, you can go over to Redbubble and check that stuff out. We've got some pretty cool stuff over there. Gen X and Gen X Thinks branded stuff. Stickers, coffee mugs, t-shirts, that kind of stuff. And I'll put that link down in the description too. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot. Thank you very much for those of you who do that. I really, really appreciate it. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments. Either that or you can email us, and the email's over on the channel page. As always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.